Oh, hi there. Welcome back to another pickups video this week. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another weekly pickups video. And I surprised myself. I actually managed to pick up a few games this weekend. So let's get into it, shall we? I've got a lot of receipts. I didn't really pick up that much. But yeah, let's get into it, shall we? After my Christmas dinner, I popped into a local CEX and I picked up 2 games that are on my list. Race Pro for the Xbox 360, and I finally found Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, which incorporates the move controls as well. So, annoyingly, very sticky stickers that are proving very stubborn to get off, so I'm just fed up with that already, but hey ho. 2 nice games that I needed, £4 each, that's absolutely fine. Quick charity shop find. The Last of Us on PS3. Okay, cool, £1. There's no disc in it, so that was free. So I'll come across the disc at some point. I think that's currently a £4 game in CEX. So yeah, I'm sure the disc will be cheap somewhere if I come across it. World War, what is it? Call of Duty World War 2 for the Xbox One. I was like, okay, that's going to be a little win. That might be a few pound trade. I don't really want it. It's got the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 disc in it. So I saw that and just thought, oh, sod it. It's worth more than £1, surely. But unfortunately, the disc is really bad all along the edges. I have no idea what's happened to it. It's like someone's like chewed it or picked at it or something. It's really bad. So a little bit of a fail. Thankfully only £1 paid. Not the end of the world. Now my first visit into CEX. So I went there with the intention of trading in a pair of Apple AirPods Generation 2, right, with the case. The case itself was pretty like marked up. There's some sort of like delamination going on, so I knew that they were going to be grade C. And I think because I didn't have like the little charger for it, you have to provide the lead as well. I think I got £45.70 or something for that. Yeah, so it would have been £47 if I had the cable, but it is just a £1.30 deductible for a generic Lightning USB cable. So yeah, that is £45.70, I believe. And I also took in Minecraft and Xbox 360. I'm sure that went down to a £4 game. That's now back up at a £10 game. So that's actually 6 trade. So nice little tip there, at least for Christmas time. Some of the games that you're trading in now are going to be worth more than they are, I guess, in a few months when it goes back down again. Minecraft's always going to be really popular at Christmas. So I was quite happy with that. I think that came with a 360 bundle that I got recently. No manual, the condition was fine. Now I used that £6 voucher to pick up these. So these always catch my eye. They are 3-disc anthologies is what they kind of call themselves. Unfortunately, CEX don't distinguish these at all. There's nothing that you can type in to find these and see how many variants there are. And I've also just googled 3-disc anthology just to see if there's maybe a wiki for them. Again, no idea. I don't know how many of these there are, but they always catch my eye and I try and pick them up if they're in good condition. A lot of the time this kind of cardboard outer gets really rough and mushed up, and these are all kind of like middling, but I thought, you know what, I keep looking at all these every single week, I'll pick some of them up. This one's a Tom Hanks one, The Terminal, Catch Me If You Can, and Castaway. Fantastic films. All these, by the way, I'm pretty sure are just £1.50 no matter what they are. I've got a couple already. This one is an Adam Sandler one, Mr. Deeds, Big Daddy, and Anger Management. Again, good films. And then I guess this one is a horror one that I'm not going to watch it, but I've got it now for the sake of it. The Grudge, Gothica, and Boogeyman. So those were £4.50. So I still came away with £1.50 voucher from that Minecraft trade-in. So yeah, that's just my kind of like little sad media collection. I don't know why, but they catch my eye. Okay, the 3 films, £1.50. It's pretty decent. What else did I trade in? What else happened? Okay, let's go chronologically at least. I then went down to, I think it's called like Sell, Buy, Save at my local pawn shop essentially. Lots of games. Couldn't quite bothered to like crane my neck and just go through every single one monotonously, but I tried my best. There was nothing that I really wanted to pick up. There was no essentials or anything like that. Had a look in some of the cabinets, no special edition consoles. There's some good deals on there, you know, if you want a PS3 like 30 quid, if you want a Wii 20 quid. They do they are competitively for the most parts, and a lot of the games can sometimes be 99p or maybe even 49p depending on the condition. Now I picked up this, I'm pretty sure it is a cheap game, Call of Juarez, The Cartel for PS3, and I picked it up because it has a slipcover that's in really good condition. There's just a minor little bit of wear on some of the corners, but for the most part really good. And it's actually kind of a very textured, bumpy finish. So I thought, yeah, 99p, I'll pick that up, why not? It's complete, good condition. This one obviously caught my eye. Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway, Steelbook. Complete with manual insides. Now there's no barcode on it, so that must mean it either came as part of some sort of collector's edition, or it would have come with the slipcover, which would have had barcode and things on, and an Xbox 360 brand across the top. But either way, I thought that was a really nice steelbook. The back has got some scratches, but the front's really good. So I've not seen that one before. Again, a cheap game, but 99p paid. Brilliant. And then we go down to the cash converters. Quickly popped in. Now, I'm not quite sure what they're doing at the moment. They've got this kind of like bargain bucket thing, right? Where they just have games, old games. But they also have games and consoles and controllers and all that locked away in the cabinet. Now, the stuff in the cabinet seems to be stagnant. The games across the top, there's not many of them, maybe 50 games across all the platforms. They don't get updated very often, but there was a lot of random selection of games in this bargain bucket kind of thing. I'm not sure if whatever games are coming in, they're not worth a load, they're just putting them in there. And it was just bizarre, like they can't be bothered to update the stuff in the cabinet at all. So there's nothing in there. Again, no console of interest. I'm also looking out for obviously DualShock 3 variants. None of those at all. Again, decent prices. And you do get, I think, a year's warranty of cash converters. How hard that is to claim against, I don't know. But in the freestanding little bin kind of thing where they had, I don't know, maybe 30 games across Wii, 360, PS3, they had 4 PS4 games and they were all £1.99. I checked all of them and the discs all looked fine, like they just had smudges on. And I couldn't believe why the hell they were £1.99. Like, some of these games should have been in the cabinet for like £10. So I have no idea who put them in there, no idea who priced them, no idea what their policy is at the moment. And I can only assume they must have been buy one get one free, because I gave the guy 4 and he's charged me for 2. He's charged me £3.98. I don't know what happened there. And they were, because I don't have them, so you can guess what I've done with them. So many receipts for so little. So, Burnout Paradise Remastered, £1.99. Well, what's that? 99p, right? 99p paid, essentially. £8 trade. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, which is what I do have. I decided to keep it. 99p. £12 trade on that. That's really good, actually. Has that gone up? £12 trade? I thought it was 10 or so on 8. Worms Battleground, £5 trade, and Monster Hunter World, £4. I didn't have the signal to check any of them whilst I was there, but I thought PS4 games, well, to me, I thought they're going to all be £1.99. But yes, picked them up, £3.98 for the lot. I literally walked back to CEX on my way back. No queue, walked up. Can I trade these, please? Took all the cash converter stickers off as they went. They know my game at this point. I think this is the second or third time I've done this recently. It's not necessarily that they're always slipping. I just don't know really what they're doing with this kind of like bargain bucket thing. Good way to get games gone, I guess. But then so much of it is competitively priced or stagnant in the cabinets. Don't know what's going on there. So for that, the AirPods, which tested fine, came back fine. I'd already tested them, I'd already cleaned them, I've had them for a few months. I wasn't really getting on with them. It's nice how they sit, kind of in that ear, in your ear, but not the inner ear. But they're really quiet. I don't know whether it's just because they're old AirPods, shall I say. But I've recently picked up a pair of Galaxy Buds, just the first generation, proper in-ear things, but they have a few features so you can hear some of the ambient noise going on, so some torture, they come through and you can hear it. And I got those for like £13 on Vinted, and they are, well, far superior, and I would have paid around £25 for these AirPods, I think, at the time. So that's why I traded them in. So £47.50 for that, and then the games that I just traded in as well. £74.70 voucher. So that was a huge win. So I paid £3.98 for those 4 PS4 games, and that has then added on something like £29 or something insane. So I was well happy with that. you know, just before Christmas, Friday before Christmas, things were getting really busy. CEX, thankfully, not a huge queue. Busy, but not a huge queue. So that was amazing. So I can add 74.70 to my total voucher, which I'll put up here somewhere. I have jotted it down now on my list. And I've forgotten what the total was because it's been a week or so since I looked at it. But we should be around 350, I think. And that's going to be another video. At the moment, my kind of tagline for that is going to be kind of a voucher paralysis. What the hell do I do with this voucher? I've taken a year, the best part of a year, to build this voucher, right? Or really kind of 6 to 10 months even. Because earlier in the year, I was just trading stuff in for a voucher and then just buying cheap games with them, basically. I wasn't really building it. So I don't know what to do with this voucher, and I'm kind of paralysed. I don't want it to go to zero. But I've got so many things on my list that far outweigh £350. So I'm in an R-ing on just ordering something. I don't really want to get mixed up with Christmas now, so if I order something, it might just be just after Christmas or so, and then it'll probably take a handful of days to get to me. But yeah, I think that's going to be a separate short video. Those are the pickups. Really happy with that trade. I was really surprised with the money that I got for the AirPods. I just checked them. I didn't realise what ones they were. I'm not Apple or an AirPod aficionado at all. I just happened to buy some for my wife. That, well, yeah, I just picked them up, and yeah, they worked out to be second gen AirPods. She has a spare pair anyway because I bought two at the time. They came off like, I don't know, £25-30, I think is the going rate. And voucher, they still trade in, even in C condition, for £47. I think B only looking at like 51. So not a huge amount, definitely not a tip to double up there or anything like that. But well, if you can get them cheap, if you can get them for 50-20 quid, then they're trading in for a decent amount still, assuming they obviously work. So that's what happened there. Happy enough with my little pickups, nothing crazy added. Just a couple of things on my list and a couple of unexpected things that I come across. Really good stuff, lots of voucher to add. Really happy. Right, so moving on from last week, where I installed my tube heaters. I've had a week to look at the smart meters, right, and just try and work out what's been going on. So we were previously with like Bulb, who went into administration like a year or two ago now. We're now with Octopus, but we had that smart meter since we've moved in like 3 or 4 years ago. So I've never known whether it's been updating properly, because it's just crap and old, if I'm honest. You take it off charge and it just die like that. But I did look at it. So I looked at, I don't know if I showed the picture of it last time when the tube heaters were on, and I quickly looked inside, and they seem to be taking up around 200 watts, right? Which is just below what they're rated for. They're 120 each, and the house, I think, kind of on standby sits at around 100 watts or something like that. So I think we're at around 350 watts. I then went onto my account just to check what my rate is, and I think a kilowatt was something like 29p per kilowatt hour, and my smart meter was saying that for that 350 or so it was going to be about 10p per hour, which all works out because 350 is almost a third, right, well, thousands a kilowatt, and times 10p by 3 is 30p, so it was about right. So I was happy that what is being shown on the smart meter is correct. And whilst I was on my account, I since saw that I was on the flexible one, so it goes up and down a little bit, and I could get the fixed offer for a year, which actually reduced things by several pence per kilowatt hour. So I thought, well, yeah, I'm going to save a few quid a month, and I'm fixed, because utility bills are only ever going to go up as far as I'm concerned. So I fixed myself in there. It's a little bit cheaper now. So I think with these two things on, they probably cost during the day something like 9 or 10p. And I also have a night rate, which I think is around midnight to 7:30 or 8 AM, depending on the time of the year. I'm pretty sure they cost like 4p an hour. Now, they're not fantastic. I kind of do wish I went for the ones that were bigger, that were high rated, like 180 watts, but they were like a meter long. And whilst it would have been fine here, it would have been a little bit more obtrusive over there. it would have gone into my wife's desk a little bit. I've been too close to the window. They're not immediate heat like a fan heater, and that's exactly what I expected. They're kind of like a slow burn, if you will, excuse the pun. So they do very much need to be on for at least several hours to have much of an impact at all. I'm not trying to make this room cozy with them because that's not really their job. I've been trying to play around with these smart digital temperature readers. They should be very straightforward, but when there's a start temperature and a stop temperature, you would expect it to get to under that start temperature and then click on. They don't. They kind of click on where they want to. So I'm not quite sure where in this kind of scale or parameters that I've set where exactly they click on. So they don't get down to the low end and then click on and then turn off at the high end. They kind of go under a few. If they're under a few degrees, they'll click on. I don't know. Either way, they've been clicking on and off by themselves for a week. They've been left on to their own devices, and it's been fine. I can't say it's been much warmer in here, but we are, I think, 2 to 3 degrees above outside. So, fingers crossed, if I can nail these sensors properly so that I know when they're going to click on and just leave them to it, I'm happy with what I expect them to cost to be on for several hours a day. You know, it's going to cost me like maybe £1 for a week or something, and they've probably been on for like, I don't know, 20 or 30 hours or something. I've not done the math, but I'm happy that for a very small outlay, this room will be a touch warmer. Some of the strips that I've laid, they've already started trying to peel off, so there's still a little bit of a gap in between the doors, which is probably the biggest problem. So I do need something more of a permanent solution there. But I'm happy with what I've done. There's a few more things ahead of Christmas that I'm hoping to do in here. My wife's requested to do in terms of shelving. No big turnarounds, but I've got several videos planned over Christmas. It's going to be a struggle time-wise. Obviously the kids are off, and my wife also has her own little YouTube channel now. And any chance I get, if I'm in the house looking after the kids and whatnot, we're not doing something together, then I'm playing them Dirt Rally basically. I'm either watching some Dirt Rally season reviews on YouTube, or I'm playing it. WRC reviews on YouTube, or I'm playing the game Dirt Rally, and it's fantastic. It's a bloody hard game, and it's certainly not for a casual fan. It will punish you, but it's really good. It's really rewarding when you get it right. So I'm thinking that I'm actually going to do a review of that, because I've probably put in something like 20 or 30 hours. Right, I know the game now really well. I've still not used some of the cars, some of the car classes whatsoever, but yeah, that's where my head's at. Several videos upcoming, game reviews, pickups, voucher paralysis, all sorts of things going on, right? It's been a bit quiet for the last few days or week or so. Really busy leading up to Christmas, as you would expect. I'm going to try and get this out before Christmas. So thank you for any new watchers, subscribers. Please like and comment below, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.